Hello everyone, it's me Luthfia. Today we are going to learn about classroom management. There are some topics that we are going to learn. The first is general principle of classroom management. The second, the physical environment of the classroom. The third, your voice and body language. The fourth, teaching under adverse circumstances. And the fifth, creating a positive classroom climate. Let's start with the first topic. There are some general principles of classroom management. The first is establish clear teacher and student roles. Student-centered classroom that involves student interaction and participation function efficiently only when it has been made explicit what the teacher role and how student participation fits into an organized class hour. The second is articulate ambiguous objective and goals. When students know what the ultimate purpose of the lesson and tasks within the lesson are, they will more effectively develop intrinsic motive to succeed. The third principle is be flexible. While you should indeed prepare for a lesson, you will need to be flexible in modifying and adapting your original plans. The fourth principle is allow students some choice in activities and exercises. Your planned activities and tasks are important ways to lead students toward reaching objective, but within that structure, when students are given option to choose from, it increases their interest. The fifth principle is taking a personal interest in students. Informal conversation, compliment on a good work, and awareness of personal background and situation can all contribute toward a fully functioning community of students. The sixth principle is be fair to all students. It is important to treat every student with equal affection and attention. The seventh principles is exhibit enthusiasm and a positive attitude yourself. The more you the more you exude enthusiasm for a classroom activity, the more this positive outlook will rub off on your student. The next principle is challenging students of both higher and lower levels ability. One of the most challenging aspects of teaching is reaching all of your students across a spectrum of ability, intelligence, and motivation. Some means of accomplishing this include a variety of activities, judicious assignment of groups, individual attention, and extra class conferences. Let's move to the second topic, the physical environment of the classroom. We will talk about sight, sound, and comfort. Students are indeed profoundly affected by what they see, hear, and feel when they enter the classroom. There are some ways of creating an optimal classroom physical environment. For example, maintain a classroom that is neat, clean, and orderly in appearance. Erase chalkboards or whiteboards before each class period. Arrange chairs are appropriately. If the room has bulletin boards and you have the freedom to use them, take advantage of visual stimuli to interest students. As much as possible, keep the classroom free from external noises. If it is possible, see it that acoustic within your classroom are optimal and ensure efficient operation of heating or cooling system. Seating arrangement. If your classroom has movable desk chair, consider patterns of semicircles, U-shape, concentric circle, or if your class size is small enough, one circle so that students aren't all squarely facing the teacher. Chalkboard or whiteboard use. The chalkboard in many classrooms or whiteboard is used with erasable markers is one of your greatest allies. Take advantage of this install visual aid by purposely using the board. At the same time, try to be neat and orderly in your board use, erasing as often as appropriate. Equipment. Check that the room's electrical outlets are within reach of the cord provided, or if not, that an extension cord on your equipment list. Make sure the equipment fits comfortably in the room. Confirm that everyone can see the visual or auditory stimulus. Leave enough time before and after class to get the equipment and return it to its proper place. Try out equipment ahead of time to ascertain that it actually works. Familiarize yourself with how to operate it, and there is an extra light bulb or battery or whatever else you will find if a routine replacement is in order. Let's move to the next topic, your voice and body language. So, one of the first requirements of a good teaching is voice projection. You do not have to have a loud, booming voice, but you need to be heard by all of the students in the room. When you talk, project your voice so that the person sitting farthest away from you can hear you clearly. There are some guidelines in using body language or nonverbal communication. For example, let your body posture exhibit an air of confidence. Your face should reflect optimism, brightness, and warmth. Use facial and hand gesture to enhance the meaning of the words and sentences that might otherwise be unclear. Make frequent eye contact with all students in the class. Do not bury yourself in your notes and plans. Do not stand in one place for the whole hour. Move around to the classroom, but not to point of distraction. Follow the conventional rules of distance and touching that apply the culture of the students and dress appropriately. Let's move to the last topic, teaching under adverse circumstances. First, we will talk about teaching large classes. There are some tips in teaching large classes. Try to make each student feel important by learning names and using them. Assign students as much interactive work as possible. Optimize the use of pair work or group work to give students chance to perform in English. Do more than the usual number of listening comprehension activities by using tapes, video, or our voice. Use peer editing, feedback, and evaluation in written work whenever appropriate. Organize informal conversation groups and study groups, and set up small learning center in your class where students can do individualized work. Teaching multiple proficiency level in the same class. There are some tips in this context. For example, avoid overgeneralization of proficiency levels, individualize your technique, over choices, use technological aids, and vary group or tasks. Target language only in the classroom. So in the teaching and learning process, the teacher can use target language only in the classroom. So there are some tips in this context. For example, set clear guidelines, explain the value of using the L2, stimulate intrinsic motivation, choose appropriate tasks, and create in your classroom an L2 atmosphere. Now we will move to the additional topic that is creating a positive classroom climate. There are some tips in creating a positive classroom climate. The first is establish rapport. So what is rapport? Rapport is the relationship or connection you establish with your students, a relationship built on trust and respect that lead to the students feeling capable, competent, and creative. The second is generate energy. Energy is what you react to when you walk out of the class period and say to yourself, wow, that was a great class, or what a great group of students. Energy is the electricity of many minds catch up in a cycle of thinking and talking, also writing. That's all about classroom management. If you have any comment or question, you can write it in the comment section below. See you in the next video. Goodbye.